So hey Maria.
Hey Lisa.
So the adventure of KonnectHouse is still continuing. This is an exciting time. So many vendors here, and we're going to be introducing everyone to a lot of the sponsors that come in and help out to bring these events to the procurement world, right?
Yes.
So today, I'd love to introduce you to Rob from Zentre Partners.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
How you like the energy in the room?
I love the energy. I love the fact that we got like two yin and yangs. We have this gorgeous lakefront view. We can look it out,
Yes.
watch the sunrise over the lake this morning.
Yes, it was amazing.
I turn around and I got the beautiful skyline of Chicago.
Absolutely.
It's like the best city in the world, in my opinion. Apologize for any of those that don't agree with me.
Okay,
that's right,
Boston,
Rob.
don't get offended.
Rob, you're from here, right?
I am, yes.
Always?
I'm born and raised here. I now live in Dallas and here. So
okay.
dual residency between the two states.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I haven't been here, I think I said 12, 13 years.
10 years for
wow.
me. I
Yeah,
came
a long
for a wedding.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will be back with
I
or
love
without
it.
an event. Yeah.
Yes.
I can tell you that I've fallen in love with this place.
So thank you for joining us. So we are the diversity duo, right? And we talk a lot about supplier diversity. We talk about procurement. We talk about where culture meets commerce. That's our gig. But what we're talking about here today around sponsorship of KonnectHouse is first, before we jump in,
Right.
tell us a little bit about your organization. What do you do? What's your product?
No, absolutely. So I've been in technology sales for over 20 years, selling service provider stuff, working for some of the largest VARs in the world, like Worldwide Technology. And
That's great.
I started noticing a missing gap for these enterprises, and that was getting control around their global telecom spend. We live in a world where there's 6,000 different providers, and things have shifted, to everyone just wants this internet type strategy, not one global partner. And I said, well, how can we truly help clients?
Yeah.
And we live in a world where everything's on our phone. Every app I can find out, if I want to move back to Chicago, look up homes and see what's the value.
Right.
But there wasn't a marketplace for telecom. And so we set out to create the first true global telecom marketplace, real-time data to see all the providers by address lookups, current pricing, everything's benchmarked, to make life very easy for procurement to press a button and go, okay, who should we consider in these areas? But then we wanted to make it a little bit easier, so we created an AI platform that takes your entire life cycle of your inventory, automates it for you, provides you outcomes, insights, just actionable items that you can or cannot do. But the biggest disruption is the platform's absolutely free with no commitments to our clients. We felt, let's give control and power back to those enterprises to really put a demand on the service providers to make a change, to provide just a better user experience and a better deployment.
Who are the biggest client? And I don't mean by name, I mean government, private entities. Who are your biggest
So our
clients?
biggest customers that we focus on are large global enterprises, that are typically operating in at least 20 to 50 countries at a minimum, who are moved away from a MPLS or this managed WAN environment to just this dual internet. So our average client's $1 billion in revenue and sits in at least 20 countries worldwide.
Wow, that's a good market though.
It is
It's
a good market.
a good market, but it was one that people kind of just let the enterprises deal with those large service providers.
Sure.
So the AT&Ts, the Verizons, but we live in a world where things need to be a little bit different in how you keep your network up and running.
So question, does your system drive customers to the local accessibility? Is it doing the discovery of?
It will do a lot of things. So with the current inventory, we'll run it through our AI, which will do benchmarking to really score where you're at from a pricing perspective. What I believe is most important is our CSMs and our consultants that work on it will really build a true inventory and capturing everything down to your last mile, like how it's being delivered, to make sure you have that diversity. The biggest issue we have is people have two internet circuits, but if one goes down, a lot of times that second one goes down, and now you're duck out of water. Like it's, and I said that phrase wrong, but it causes challenges. So we are going to create that true inventory where we'll identify all the sites where there is a diversity issue, and we'll just flag it and say these are sites that we should discuss because you don't have the true diversity you want.
And you're looking for the redundancy to ensure that backup control.
Correct, and those clients can do that research themselves, or we will proactively do it. Our platform will do it for them and say, at these 10 sites, here are the alternative options that you have. Here's that pricing. If you want to make that decision, sourcing can work directly with those groups and pull those triggers.
Wow. I
Totally
have never heard of that
outstanding.
product.
Yes.
That is, yeah. I love. This is what I love about this particular event is that I get to meet people like yourself. You come in, you sponsor, you say we have something that you all might not know about yet, but we want some room and some space to talk about it. And
We do, and we appreciate the opportunities because, you know, a lot of the people who look at us like, oh, you're like a telecom expense management group, and I'm like,
you're not though.
no, they manage invoices. We're
Right.
helping you manage your carriers, but you don't have a platform. You can't go to a Gartner or other symposiums and say, who are all the providers in the world?
Yeah.
There's 6,000, right? That's a lot to
Very untapped.
navigate through and the research. So, you know, and then we get into this world where the cost for services in this country versus other countries are so different that for sourcing, like, how do we create this benchmark to give me the leverage to know what I should be asking for and what is, you know, a favorable price? And we just want to put it all in the hands of the enterprises so that they can make informed decisions,
Yep.
recognize where they're at, put as much time so they can focus on the other platforms and people here that are really helping cause other disruptions.
Wow. Wow. I would love to talk about this more when we have time, maybe for a fuller interview to talk about
An hour long.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll send you the invite.
But really talk about how you're impacting discovery of these suppliers, because this is the equitability that we love to talk about. is,
Absolutely.
it's ensuring that smaller businesses are able to kind of lessen the gap between themselves and the AT&T and Verizons of the world.
Absolutely.
And that seems like where you're sitting right there, is to make those connections.
Absolutely correct.
Oh, fantastic. So great to meet you.
You too.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for your time.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
time.
And enjoy the rest of the time in Chicago.
This was
We will,
wonderful.
we will.
Thank you. So Zentre Partners, I highly recommend checking them out. Give Rob a call. Thanks everybody. Again, you're going to hear from us throughout these next 2 days. So we look forward to you coming back. Thanks.
Stay tuned.
Thank you. Awesome.